Hi everybody, how is it going? Hope it's going well for you. Today I'm going to talk about if you're living in your car, the different places that you might be able to go. Um, I am currently at a Walmart. I'm going to tell you right now, these are not recommended places to go to very often. They do have signs up in the parking lot saying no overnight parking, but you know that in a lot of areas, as long as you're not causing an issue, they won't bother you. Um, I first came to this one about a week ago. I try to find a different place every night. Um, and there was a couple of cars that were here in the parking lot with cardboard over the windows. I figured the next morning I'd get up, they'd be gone. No, they were still here. I left, came back to go to the store, actually buy something here. A day later, they were still here in the same spots. Um, One guy's got cardboard over his window. Another guy's got cardboard over his window in a U-Haul truck with two dogs. Um, I don't know how long they were here before I showed up. I just know that they were sitting in the same exact spots, like they have not moved. In like the 4 days I wasn't here. So when I came back and I seen them still here, right now I just came back here last night at around 9 o'clock. Um, I wasn't here a half hour before I heard somebody telling somebody they had to be out of here by the morning. I looked out my window and it was Walmart security telling the one guy who's been here for over a week that he had to find somewhere else to go. So when I got up this morning, his car was gone. I figured he found someplace else to go. I went into the Walmart to get some peanut butter and jelly and a loaf of bread, like a week's worth of food for like $6. Um, I walked by his car. He pulled closer to the store. I'm not so sure that that's a good idea, but maybe he's thinking the closer to the store he is, because the guy in the U-Haul truck is closer to the store as well. He has not been asked to leave. There's been a camper here for at least 2 days, parked on the one side. He has not been asked to leave. So I think if you're at a place too much, that's when it's going to cause a problem. Like I said, this guy was here all day and all night. He never moved his car. I don't know what he was doing in the car, but it's kind of scary. Um, you got to kind of wonder like what's going on. I have my own problems. I know why I'm in here. Why I'm living in my car. But I'll talk about some other places. Hotels are a decent place to go. Don't stay at the same one. Um, and it's better if it's crowded. If it's hard to find a spot, that's better because that means they're busy and they're not going to be paying attention to you, what you're doing in the parking lot. Um, I try to go incognito as much as I can, but I found out that during the day, um, if you have, I have curtains out my van, and I just basically just shut them when it's time to go to sleep or whatever. I want to be left alone. It brings attention. There's been several times where I've noticed, even though I have the curtains up, I can still see out certain directions. There's been times where I have actually heard somebody on the phone right outside of my car stating, "I don't know why this van's here with the curtain shut. I don't know what they're doing." See, the problem is you got to worry about nosy bodies. The ones that like just can't go throughout their life. They have to fuck with other people. Um, so hotels are good uh, if you have a lot of them, so you can shuffle around between them. Um, 9 times out of 10, you can get away with it for a day or two. I wouldn't go any longer than that. That's just my personal opinion. You can wear out your welcome, and if you're in this situation living in your car, your welcome shorter than other people. Um, you got to find a place where you can get spring water, or a place to get clean water is another big thing. Um, I have a nice little country town area where I'm not originally from, but that's where I've been from the last 30 years. I like it up there, but the problem is in country towns, stuff is more magnified. It's harder to find places to crash at night. Um, Another place I tried going when I first started living in my van was churches. Uh, I found out real fast first night I tried staying in a church parking lot. I didn't make it half the night before a cop came knocking on my window. because in that particular area they were having cars getting broken into and everything else. So, and the cop let me go. He said, I better not see your picture on the videos that we have. I was like, no, you're not going to see my picture. I'm not out trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to survive. Hospitals, for overnight might not be so bad, but for during the day, you got to remember all the people working. And they notice things because that's part of their job to notice things. So hospitals was another one that depending on where it is and how busy the hospital is, the place where I go, you can go on the weekends, but you don't want to go during the week. During the week, you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, the parking lot's already full. That means everybody came in while you were asleep. That's what happened the one time I was there. And in some of these country areas that I'm talking about, there's no 3G or 4G service. There's no cell service. That's part of the reason why nobody goes there, right? I usually will hang out somewhere else until I get tired. Then I will go to that spot and just go to bed because there's nothing else to do on your phone. If you're by yourself, I mean, living in your car sucks as it is. Trying to find stuff to do all day long. Like yesterday I cleaned out my van, fixed a couple of things on it. Then I got a call to go fill out some paperwork, hopefully for a job. I can't think of really shopping malls for during the day are going to be okay, obviously, because there's already a bunch of cars there. Nobody's going to think anything of it. It's just that in the summertime, for me personally, I have to find shade. If it's over like 80 degrees, I have a hard time with my silicosis. I have a hard time breathing. It just makes it all more around shitty. So, other than that, obviously you can't go to schools, colleges, any place where they're really paying attention. Parking garages is another one. Usually you have to pay to get in those anyway. But I've found out that, not through personal experience, but through other people telling me that parking garages have become havens for homeless people and criminals. So you're taking a huge risk, even if it says it has security. I hate to tell you, but the security is not going to come save you. They're going to stand there and observe. That's what their job is. So any other public areas, like a small country area like where I'm at, we have pull-offs right off the side of the road everywhere because there's a lot of natural gas drilling in the area, so there's a lot of truck traffic. If you can handle sleeping right next to the road with all the truck traffic, go right ahead. Speaking of trucks, truck stops are another great place to go. Obviously, you can't park where the trucks are, but it's a general place where people are spending the night anyway. So a truck stop would be a good option, and they have showers. They're getting to be a little bit expensive now, like $15, $20 now, but I don't know, depending on what your financial situation is, but I can't think of too many other abandoned buildings. You're going to stick out because the building's abandoned. So if you're parked in a parking lot and a cop drives by, he's most likely going to pull in to see what you're doing. But try not to overstay your welcome. That's the big thing, because if you're in your car long enough, eventually you will run out of places to go, and that part really sucks.